73 or visit our website at moylan.house.gov.
KUAM TV8, first on Guam.
KUAM News headlines are presented by Calvo's Insurance, protecting Micronesia for 85 years. Matson and the Adahi Itano program. Apply at matson.com. New Jeep Gladiators up to $7,000 off now at Cars Plus. Named the best vehicle for adventure in 2024. Get your Jeep Gladiator today at Cars Plus. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Ahead on KUAM News Primetime.
And certainly by Friday or Thursday, the 22nd of next week, every student that requires an education on Guam in the public schools will have some form of learning.
24 public school campuses make the grade. Parents for those schools should have gotten notice to send their child to class this Thursday.
Justice for little TJ. I'm Jonathan Charfus with an exclusive interview as the stepfather and mother are charged in local court.
If you're driving on Saipan, you can't miss it. Road construction up and down Beach Road. I'm Tomas Maglonia with the latest updates as the school year is expected to start next week.
Hafa and good evening. Welcome to KUAM News Primetime. I'm Nick Delgado.
And I'm Destiny Cruz. Welcome back, Nick.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
Good to have you back. Thanks so much for making us a part of your day.
Well, that's less than 48 hours before the new start date for public school arrives. It's already been delayed a week.
That's right. And today, officials confirming 24 public schools are ready to open its doors and welcome students this Thursday. This after education officials say during a public briefing with the public today that Estumbo Middle School passed its sanitary inspection alongside Marshall Sablan Elementary. To note, both schools were already announced as ready to open by August 15 in statements from GDOE.
Meantime, inspections currently underway at Orat Chalampago Elementary School. However, we should note the home of the ants. If they pass by tomorrow, the school community can expect a start date for Friday, August 13th. Now, parents and students will get at least a 24-hour notice if you're still waiting on that start date. Again, this all depends on the remaining schools getting a passing grade from public health.
And some good news, though. GDOE expects all students to be in a learning setting by Thursday, August 22nd. That final plan will be discussed in tomorrow's Guam Education Board emergency meeting and then shared with the community. Officials have two options planned for students without a campus, which include alternating days in person coupled with online learning.
Certainly by Friday, everybody should know, and certainly by Friday or Thursday, the 22nd of next week, every student that requires an education on Guam in the public schools will have some form of learning. One thing that we'll stress is that although we did have an option of double sessions for these schools, except for JFK and for the Okado high schools with Simon Sanchez and with J.B. Young Guerrero, there'll be no other school that will be in double session.
You can watch the full GDOE press conference on KUAM News' Facebook page. Meantime, an oversight hearing on school openings and inspections is set for next Tuesday, August 20th at 5:30 p.m. at the Guam Congress Building.
And parents, heads up, if you're not sure if your kids are ready to start school, head over to KUAM.com. We have the full list of those 24 schools there for you right now. Meantime, the rush to get public school students back in the classroom has leaders from all sides stepping in. Late Monday, the governor's school opening readiness team, or SORT, got a list of the needs and hopes to get to work and fast.
This is so much uncertainty lingers over when doors will open for nearly half of the campuses. Fortunately, some schools are getting a helping hand to make the fixes sooner rather than later. A hard day's work for staff and volunteers at Price Elementary School in Mangilao.
Good, how are you?
From water blasting to other needed fixes. Dozens rolled up their sleeves in the 11th hour in a rush to get the campus ready for health inspectors.
Very vital for our community.
The bones of the campus, built in the 1950s, have grown old and brittle over the decades, unable to keep up with its young students who call the Manila campus home. With opening day up in the air, about 600 of its lancheros and their families are left in limbo. But a dedicated community is stepping up to make sure they don't stay there too long. John Wasilowski is the school principal.
We're not able to fix everything, but the volunteers have been able to at least give it a facelift and, get our walls repainted. Areas that are rusting, we're able to, clean those areas up and get it fixed up. So the little stuff that we're doing goes a long way.
The donations and helping hands come as the governor's school opening readiness team gets to work as well.
What we're finding is a lot of these issues that need to be addressed could have been addressed, a year ago, minor things, but it didn't. It didn't happen. And as a result, now we have to go through this process of, delaying the schools, having to work to get the resources, but we're very supportive as an administration.
Governor Lou Leon Guerrero hopeful most of the schools will open by Thursday.
I don't know if that's going to happen. I think the superintendent's going to have to delay some of the schools, but as we inspect and we deem them safe to open, then we'll open those.
Until then, this group at Price, along with scores of volunteers in public school campuses across the island, are doing what they can.
We're able to give it even more of a better facelift than on the previous years. So yeah, it does make an impact.
An impact with the hope that the result will get our youth back into the classroom soon.
Again, you can go to KUAM.com for the full list of schools set to open this Thursday. Now to a KUAM News exclusive. It was a phone call to the Guam Police Department that set things in motion, leading to the arrest of a stepfather and mother charged in the murder of their little boy.
Jonagan Charfra speaks exclusively with the godparents of 3-year-old Thomas Jr. Cruz, who made a promise to their late godson they would get answers for his death.
He loved to play. He loved to run around. He was just a really happy kid.
That is how Rihanna and Nathan Camacho described their godson, Thomas Jr. Cruz, who always carried around a bag of toy cars wherever he went. The 3-year-old, who they lovingly called Little TJ, died on July 7th after being removed from life support. It was on July 4th when Little TJ was taken to the Guam Regional Medical City and then to the Guam Memorial Hospital as a result of a drowning. According to court documents, medical records indicated a substantial amount of water in his lungs. A day after Little TJ's death, Rihanna Camacho, who resides in Texas, called the Guam Police Department.
There was just so many red flags that led up to it because, first of all, they just said he drowned. That was it.
She decided to do some investigating on her own.
I contacted the property manager at Villas Rosario, and I asked him, I'm like, did you guys hear about any child drowning in your pool on July 4th? And he said, no, there was no report.
GPD confirming with her that they had never received a report of the drowning. Her call would play a pivotal role in the investigation. On August 1st, GPD held a press conference. Chief Stephen Ignacio announcing that 27-year-old John Paul Sayama Charfris was arrested on suspicion of murder and aggravated assault, both with a special allegation of a deadly weapon used in a commission of a felony. And little TJ's mother, 30-year-old Jonary Marie Regis Cruz, arrested on suspicion of child abuse, destroying evidence, and tampering with the witness. Ignacio providing the tragic details that led to the death of little TJ. Details that TJ's father, Thomas J. Cruz, and the rest of his family were hearing for the first time.
Our blood was boiling, like just listening. We sitting there and just hearing the details.
Yeah, the whole family was mad. They were pissed off, but we were told to try and keep our cool and, just let the law handle it and everything.
The Camachos livid, hearing a plea deal could be in the works for Cruz.
It doesn't matter that this is their first offense. She's his mother. She was there. She saw what that guy was doing, and yet she let it continue. She is as much responsible for his death as that guy is. Even though she didn't do it, she covered. She lied. She knowingly lied to everybody.
I don't think that's right to give her less time. You know, that little boy didn't even go to school yet. He didn't do much, and you know, you want to do 7 years and just come out and then live the rest of your life. I don't. It's not fair. Yeah, I hope whoever's in charge of the case and at the AG's office, they really look into that and try and give her the full extent.
Thomas J. Cruz and his family thank the community for their continued prayers and support as they continue to seek justice for TJ. Jonagan Charfris, KUAM News.
Meantime, a grand jury handing down an indictment against the couple accused in the murder of 3-year-old Thomas Jr. Cruz. John Paul Charfris is charged with murder and aggravated assault. Both include a special allegation of deadly weapon used in a felony. He remains held on a $250,000 cash bail.
Jonah Marie Cruz is facing charges of child abuse, destroying evidence, and tampering with a witness, indicted as well by the grand jury. She also remains in the Department of Corrections prison, held on $3 grand. As KUAM reported, the child was brutally beaten and repeatedly forced underwater at an apartment pool in Dededo. Charfris allegedly telling police he was teaching the boy how to swim. The toddler died 3 days later at the hospital. The pair are scheduled to answer to the charges in Superior Court on August 15th.
Well, it's been 3 days since the tragic crash at the Guam Autospot showroom in Hagåtña, putting 6 people in the hospital.
Those injured continue to deal with the aftermath of that crash. Meantime, bail has been set for the alleged drunk driver. Mitsuki Hirayama joins us in studio with the update.
The road to recovery for the couple seriously hurt by a drunk driver at the Guam Autospot Saturday is expected to be a lengthy one. The husband and wife, who are parents of 2, underwent surgery today at separate local hospitals. Guam Autospot Senior Vice President Doña Muña Kanata tells KUAM that the husband was transferred from the Guam Memorial Hospital to the Guam Regional Medical Center where he underwent surgery. His wife also undergoing another surgery today at Naval Hospital where she continues to fight for her life. We are told she is in need of more treatment and may be medevaced off island once she is in stable condition. The company took to social media thanking everyone for their patience during what they call a difficult time. Take a listen.
Jesus, today we gather and we ask for your wisdom, your patience, your tolerance, and your kindness, and your mercy in helping us push forward after the tragic event that happened on Saturday. We ask you to bless our customers and our employees that have to deal with this ordeal, and we thank you for keeping all of us safe.
Our hearts and prayers also go out to all impacted. As KUAM reported, the couple was there to pick up the keys to a brand new car when the crash happened, injuring 6 people in total. The other 2 customers and 2 employees injured are in stable condition. Meantime, the driver, 21-year-old Bitenson Simina, is facing multiple charges to include 6 counts of vehicular negligence, unauthorized use of a vehicle, and drunk driving. Simina, a Triple J employee, allegedly stole the car from his place of work. Court documents state the company was unaware he was driving the car until the reports of the crash. Witnesses say he tried to reverse and take off, but were able to detain him until police arrived. Now his bail is set at $10,000 cash. Prosecutors say he faces up to 20 years in prison if convicted. Mitsuki Hirayama, KUAM News.
Well, drug smuggling on Guam is an ongoing battle for local law enforcement.
The year isn't over yet, but Guam Customs and Quarantine Agency confirming they're already seeing a spike in meth and marijuana stopped at our borders and ports of entry in 2024. Last year, nearly 50 pounds of meth was seized, stopped from hitting the streets. That number increasing to nearly 56 pounds in the last 7 months of just this year.
There's also a sharp uptick of marijuana being intercepted from nearly 69 pounds in 2023 to 300 pounds in 2024. Additional seizures made in 2024 include an assortment of 119 tablets suspected to contain illegal fentanyl and 4,000 marijuana cigarettes. Customs notes the quantity of illegal fentanyl seized is being analyzed. Local and federal investigations are underway in connection to these cases. To see the full report, visit this story on KUAM.com.
Well, we've got more regional news you need to know.
Keep it here. You're watching KUAM.
School's back in session, and Kmart is the ultimate back-to-school headquarters for all your essentials. Stock up on everything you need to ace your classes. From backpacks to crayons, Kmart's got it all in one place. Snack time just got better. Choose from a fantastic selection of snacks and drinks to keep you fueled and focused throughout the day. Get an A+ in style with the newest fashion trends for everyone in the family. Heading to college? Kmart's got the essentials to deck out your dorm in style. Move to the head of the class with Kmart, the one smart shop for unbeatable deals on everything you need to kick off an amazing school year. Kmart, your 24-hour superstore. Your campus, your style, your way.
The Guam Contractors Association proudly presents the 2024 Samoan Joe Safety Conference and Industry Trade Fair and Expo. Join us on Thursday and Friday, August 22nd and 23rd at the Hyatt Regency Ballroom. Learn about safety training across all industries to ensure safe work environments. Discover the latest in construction safety, building technology, and innovation. Don't miss the Industry Trade Fair and Expo on Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. For more information, contact GCA. See you there.
1,000 students in the Northern Marianas will head back to school next Tuesday.
And government agencies are preparing to pave the way literally as major road construction continues on Saipan. Regional correspondent Tomas Manglotnia reports.
The wheels on many buses will go round next week Tuesday as thousands of public school students head back to school. It'll be a bumpier ride than usual for students on Saipan as major construction is underway along Beach Road. That's why the Department of Public Works convened the Department of Public Safety, the public school system, and construction contractors to smooth things out before the big first day.
The stretch of road from AK South to just north of Hopwood, the road actually is in different degrees of completed stages. No section is completely finished. Right now, the most completed stage is from the at the gym south to Road Resort, or just beyond that. But there's still a final topping, the anti-skid. Putting that aside, the big challenge right now is to complete the north section of the street from AK South to at the gym.
Some of those areas near public schools are expected to be back open for drivers later this week.
We want to encourage the public, even though the cones are not there, even though you don't see any obstruction, reduce your speed because you are still in a construction zone.
The agencies plan to conduct various public outreach campaigns to educate drivers about alternate routes and safety measures to ensure a smoother commute for all. Tomas Manglotnia, KUAM News, Saipan.
The Paris Olympics wrapped up Sunday with a closing ceremony spectacle after Team USA won more medals, including an 8th consecutive gold for women's basketball.
NBC's Keir Simmons has more from Paris.
Fireworks and French flair, bringing the Paris Games to a close. The Olympic flame officially extinguished, and as the flag was passed to Los Angeles, this stunning moment straight out of Hollywood. Film star Tom Cruise jumping from the top of the Stade de France, then leaping on a motorcycle, heading for LA. Using a little movie magic to add the Olympic rings to the famous Hollywood sign. Carrying the flag for Team USA during the closing ceremonies, swimmer Katie Ledecky and rower Nick Mead, who both helped the US tie China for the most gold. But for one member of the American team, Jordan Childs, a difficult end to the game. USA Gymnastics battling a decision to take away her bronze medal over the timing of an appeal. Team USA sweeping more medals on Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Sha'Carri Richardson staring down opponents on the home straight for the 4x100 relay. Wild celebrations followed. In the 4x400, both the US men and women taking gold. And in the basketball, after the US men took a 5th straight Olympic gold against the home team, France, the American women did the same, earning their 8th consecutive gold. Now the next Summer Games head to LA in 2028. The French president with this advice for Los Angeles in a US exclusive interview with NBC News.
I would say, be yourself. Los Angeles is Los Angeles. Deliver your games, but audacity is key. Never stop. You will make it.
The closing ceremony, wrapping up with performances from Venice Beach, including the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Billie Eilish, and of course, Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, Snoop Doggy Dogg was all up and down the Olympics and hosting with NBC, our affiliates up there in Paris. Check out the piece of Paris that came back with Destiny Cruz and her beret.
Thank you first and foremost for getting me this gorgeous beret.
Yeah.
You got to see the Olympics up close and personal. Can you tell me just a little bit more about what it was like seeing the GOAT, Simone Biles?
Well, as you may have seen on our Instagram page, it was incredible to at least ask the question, right? How they're going to celebrate their team win when they won gold. And they took gold with Jordan Childs, with Suni Lee, and the other two there, that even though they didn't get on the mat or compete, all of them were winners at heart there. And so just being there and being involved and being infused with our media colleagues there as well, what an experience. And to witness it firsthand, it really gave you a different appreciation for the sport and for the event.
Definitely. And you were able to follow our Guam athletes during their Olympic journey. Can you just give us a little bit of insight into that as well?
Yeah, so while we had 8 athletes from Team Guam go as well, none of them did medal, unfortunately, but they did set records for themselves and for Guam. First, we competed in events like judo, wrestling, weightlifting, canoe and kayaking, athletic events where we had sprinters and running. And so there were a lot of great firsts for our athletes that went out there, all 8 of them. So bravo.
Yes, and bravo to you. You did an amazing job covering the Olympics. And also you brought back a very special guest over here.
Yeah.
Who is this?
So this is Fridge. Right? Frige.
We're still learning her.
Yeah, so this is the Paris 2024 official mascot.
Yes.
So you would have seen him in full size, bigger than you and I, shaking everyone's hand along all of at all the Olympic events. And it was displayed all throughout Paris in the hotels, along the streets, in the subways, at all the public transit places. And you'll see Fringe here. I just want to read a little bit of what it says. It says that, hi, I'm the mascot for the Paris 2024 Olympic Games, and wherever I go, there will be a sport. I am part of the Phrygian tribe. Those little Phrygian hats, which is what it is, actually it's a hat, says that, that have come to help the French with their revolution through the power of sport. We will show you that sport can change everything and that it deserves to take the podium position in all areas of our society. And that's what a lot of the athletes out there were proud to do, to take the podium. Even if they didn't medal, they're out proud to just be alongside other athletes that they looked up to.
Yeah,
you know, especially like people from the Marianas and across the Pacific. It was definitely a moment to give them their flowers.
Definitely. Well, we enjoyed watching it back home. Everybody, we just want to say all of our Guam athletes, you guys did us proud. Thank you so much for being such a great representation of our island and what we have to offer.
Yeah, and our coverage doesn't end here. You can also go to our social media sites at KUAM News right now on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook to watch and catch up with all the action that we brought you. And then next month, Jason and I will bring you a recap and a look of the games in Paris and all the supporters that got involved in making sure that our athletes got to the games and got there rightfully so.
We can't wait.
I love that you also have your hat just happened to match the dress. This was unplanned, by the way.
This was unplanned, but oh my gosh, miracles are happening today, right? We love it.
There were views all over the place. And speaking of views, shall we get to it?
Let's do it.
Take it away. Now for a look at your world at home.
Last night I dreamt I was returning.
Park transient dock.
My heart calls out to
something is calling, and I can't help it. Let's don't belong then. There ain't no song. Watch me as I go. This is my mood when I make a move.
Taco Bell is so good and so cheap.
I know, right? I wonder why.
What if they know we're broke? What if they're trying to be the good guys?
Ah. Thanks, Taco Bell!
In times of uncertainty, trust is what leads the way. The Medical City, your trusted partner in health.
As you make your way through Hagat heading to Humatek, you've always been greeted with the gorgeous rolling mountainside and the pride of the South. But there's going to be a world-class facility down there hosting top-notch football skills and bearing a proud name.
I think, with having this over here in the South, we're able to develop a southern I call this academy for our youth players, but also it may be an opportunity as well for us developing our U20s, our U17s, but even within our senior side training down here in the southern complex, and it's just definitely going to grow the foundation of our football, especially in the elite side.
Ground was broken on the Speaker Vicente Pangalinan's Southern Complex, a more than $5 million endeavor thanks to FIFA funding. This is big, both in terms of size and in impact.
We're going to put 2 artificial pitches, so that guarantee the year-round playing time, and we're also going to have a parking lot, a pounding basin, and then eventually, in the future, our desire, our vision is to build our very first international futsal hall so that we can host the international futsal tournament. And we'll have other inside complex, like the weight room, the locker room, everything that you kind of see up in the North complex. But we're going to make this a home for the Southern Island, so we're extremely excited.
Now, this isn't some minor league field behind a bus stop. This is a world-class venue living up to the standards both of the Guam Football Association and the beloved public servant.
I think, with having the Southern Complex here, it's going to provide an avenue for the Southern clubs, but not only the clubs, but I think even within our schools and just the overall community to have an opportunity to develop and continue to grow the sport of football.
For a while, people are like, why are we having to drive down south? It's like, there's a change of pace, we're always doing it up in Dedido. Let's see the community down south. To be quite honest with you, I always enjoy driving down south to go play futsal in the Agate Gym, and so I kind of see this making a full circle, which makes people start appreciating to come down south and enjoy the view, enjoy the community and the food. The view is amazing.
The venue will be used to compete, to welcome off-island guests, and to train. And now, coupled with the GFA's National Center in Harmon, will have double the capacity to raise the caliber of play and for fans of any corner of the island to watch a great match nearby them.
I have a funny feeling that we're going to have a bigger league to where it's now going to be the North and the South League, and where now you get the best of the best going for the battles. I mean, there's all kinds of possibilities, but I strongly believe that the community, the participation in the South is going to grow exponentially because we've seen the popularity and the talent down South, and we want to start scouting for players down in the Southern region. So we're extremely excited for this property.
And there's other benefits that you're not going to be able to find anywhere else.
Plus, you get an amazing southern sunset every single day.
Oh, absolutely.
It's gorgeous down here. I mean, it's a beautiful drive down here. You got the great mountain background and you get the ocean overview. I really like it down here, so it's given me a lot of vision of how we're going to develop the building down here.
Do you remember your favorite McDonald's collectibles? Well, this is them now. Order a collector's meal at McDonald's and choose between 10-piece McNuggets or a Big Mac to get one of 6 collectible cups while you still can. Collectible cups are back, baby. And this time, they're covered in collectibles. Order a collector's meal at McDonald's and get a sausage McMuffin with egg and one of 6 cups while you still can.
Island Cancer Center has the only state-of-the-art Halcyon Linear Accelerator, providing radiation treatments in the Asia-Pacific region. We are excited to be back up and running after Typhoon Mawar. We have been providing the highest quality patient-centered care for 14 years and will continue to do so. Why? Because we love what we do. Island Cancer Center, our family treating your family. Visit us at islandcancercenter.com or call 671-646-3363.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa, you can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
Giving Every Tuesday is brought to you by J. Goodman, a happiness company.
In this week's Giving Every Tuesday, the Skip Entertainment Company is celebrating their 40th anniversary. And to celebrate, they're holding a gala on August 25th at the Dusatani Grand Ballroom. Committee member and 2008 Skip alum, Gianna Pangilinan.
So a huge celebration, a celebration of dance, of current and past dancers and their families, because Skip is definitely one huge family.
Committee member and 2009 Skip alum, Dominique Felix.
We've had over 8,000 dancers over the years, and we've been ambassadors of Guam, have been deemed congressional delegates when they performed at the Kennedy Center back in the 90s, and it was just a lot to celebrate.
And it's a celebration that Skip wants everyone to take part in and enjoy.
Skip's mission is all about empowering the youth, and we understand that there are children in need. So when it came to the idea of who should we support, we thought of Harvest House, we thought of Rainbows for Children, and then more so, I was really keen on supporting and allowing for the foster children in shelters and their chaperones to come and attend.
Felix says that Skip has set aside 100 tickets for the foster community. With that being said, she thought, what are they going to wear? An Island formal clothing drive for the foster kids is going on right now until August 20th. Everything from dresses to boys' shirts and shoes are needed, from toddlers to teens.
We have enough time to sort through the clothing, be able to distribute them to the shelters. The hope was to give the kids a shopping experience, but with the school schedule and everything, we believe that delivering to the shelters with their sizes, with their names and everything, for them to wear to the gala.
Donations of Island formal wear and Sunday best can be dropped off at Century 21 Realty in Tamuning, the Skip Dance Studio, or at Guam Baby Co. in Tamuning. And for those who want to attend the gala, VIP tickets are $125, table of 6 is $600. VIP tickets can be purchased at Guam Baby Co. General admission tickets are just $30 for adults and kids $15 and can be purchased on guamtime.net.
It starts at 3:30 and it's dinner and open bar. And then for general admission, they can come in at 5:30 and the show starts at 6.
Giving Every Tuesday is brought to you by J. Goodman, a happiness company.
Okay, boys and girls, we talk about GuamTime.net all the time on News Bites. Fantastic site, amazing resource, and we want you to hit the site now, like right now, because you can get your tickets for Tinel live on Guam. It happens September 7th down at Jeff's Pirates Cove. Go to beautiful Ipan, enjoy an amazing show, just $50, and kids under 5 are free. Skip Entertainment Company is celebrating their 40th anniversary, and you know what you don't want to skip? Taking part in this amazing journey, the experience. See what I did there? Skip. Skip alumni Heather Makalani and the Masahi Action Machine from Nagoya will be there, along with Skip alumni and Skip themselves. Heather is currently in Moulin Rouge on Broadway. Make sure to check it out. Make sure to get tickets for that. And if you're in Saipan, the CNMI Small Business Development Center wants you to get ready for Smart Money. It's an event that you need to handle. Now remember, it's not just money, it's smart money. Know how to manage currency, know how to handle it, fiat currency, all the electronic stuff that all you kids go crazy about. Make sure to check that out, a seminar on smart money. All right, News Bites on a Tuesday.
Time now for birthday wishes.
Here's your Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club shout-out submitted on KUAM.com.
Half a day to Donna Espinoza, whose birthday it is today. So Donna, happy Tuesday birthday, and we, your friends, say, wish you many blessings with happiness, love, good health, and success in every walk of your life. That's a wonderful shout out with much love coming from your family. We hope you have a great day, Donna. And PJ Francisco. Now I'm quoting the birthday shout out here. Happy birthday, Stinky, to the master of the sea, PJ. Enjoy your day and reel in that catch. So Donna and PJ, we hope you both have amazing Tuesdays, have something amazing to eat, hang out with friends and loved ones, and I hope they celebrate you, because today is your birthday and we wish you both the best.
And happy birthday to all of you celebrating out there today. So also we forgot to discuss real quick the food.
Oh yeah.
Amazing. Or as I said, magnifique.
Oh, magnifique. Magnifique.
My French is still terrible, but it's okay.
It's okay. We're learning. We'll learn together.
Yeah, we'll learn together. That's your Primetime Show. Thanks for watching. I'm Nick Delgado.
And I'm Destiny Cruz. Have a safe evening and stay beautiful.
Yeah.
Catch Health, Home, and Lifestyle every Tuesday following KUAM News Prime Time. We've got you covered with health and lifestyle news each Tuesday on the stations of KUAM and our digital streaming platforms. Health, Home, and Lifestyle is brought to you by The Medical City, your trusted partner in health.
House to Home, presented by Remax Diamond Realty.
Hello, 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 and happy day, everybody. If it's Tuesday, that means Liz, Gina, and Jason are in the house, and we're all on island for once. This doesn't happen too often, but ladies, it's lovely to have you and be in the same time zone with you, and good to catch up with you again and talk about real estate and the infinitely intriguing opportunities and challenges and just things to have a good discussion about that this industry brings. So I hope both of you are doing well.
Yes, we are. Thanks, Jason.
Okay, so I wanted to actually, we believe in fairness here on House to Home, and we like to cover both sides of every argument. And to date, we've been talking about this settlement that's going to happen and some of the mandated changes that you will now have to disclose as realtors and as sellers. But we've never really approached if that does have any procedural changes from the buyer's perspective. So, Gina, are there any things that buyers have to keep in mind?
Well, yes, we kind of discussed what buyers need to do last week in terms of, now they need to sign a contract if they're going to go out with their agent. They must have a buyer's agreement in place if they're going to look at properties, right? So we talked about that last week. They have to negotiate with their agent, their buyer's representative, how their buyer's representative is going to be compensated. To be fair, we wanted to kind of get into explaining about what we need to do when we're working with our sellers, because, Liz and I have listings and we've been trying to explain the protocol with the sellers. What does that mean for you, Mr. Seller, now that the market's shifting and buyers have to have a buyer's representative? What does it mean for you? And what are you going to do? What are the changes that impact you? But for me personally, I just want to say this. In all my listings, I've always explained to the sellers that the commission that you agree to pay is a commission that you're giving up to Remax, to me. I mean, it's to the company, but I'm going to be the realtor that is in charge of doing the work for you. And so the commission you're agreeing to pay is really a commission that you're agreeing to give Remax to compensate me for my services. And what I always explain is that if I'm going to, when a buyer's agent comes along, I am willing to give up some of what you're paying us, Remax. I'm willing to give up some of that portion to cover a buyer's commission, a buyer's agent's commission, if that issue comes up. And that's always been the case for me personally. You're not giving me X amount for Remax and X broker. No, you're really paying Remax, and Remax is going to go out there and do the work. And then Remax may or may not agree to split that commission with the other agent. That's always been my take on it. And I'm going to continue explaining it to the sellers that way. You're really agreeing to paying me. But in this, the one change though now is that, let's say I didn't explain to the seller what we were going to do with the commission, which, of course you can't do that. But now you have to disclose, okay, and Mr. Seller, if you're going to give buyer concessions to cover commissions, what amount do you want to give? And that's part of the new settlement, is that we have to have this conversation with the sellers as well.
And we've talked about the fact that it's up for negotiation right now, or you can just make a pitch, or
yeah, everything is negotiable.
Everything is negotiable. So I've been getting a lot of calls from buyers agents right now that are showing properties that I have listed, and they want to know, is there a buyer concession? And of course, currently the way we have it, we're doing there's a co-broke that I would do with another agent. And I would say, well, the concession or the professional fee will be reflected in our co-broke agreement. And these things have to be disclosed on the front end. Two agents, a buyer's agent and a selling agent, will have to have the discussion even prior to them showing. But then going back to the on the listing side, when I'm working with my sellers, of course, we're going to have to address their new forms right now that are out because of this situation. And it's all about disclosure. But as Gina puts it, our discussion with the seller would be, Mr. Seller, yes, you're paying me this commission, but what are your thoughts, or what's your feeling? Because it's up to me on how I split that commission. So right now, of course, there is some compensation to the other side, but again, emphasizing that has to be cleared on the front end, a discussion between both listing and selling agent. But again, this whole thing is about disclosure, disclosure, disclosure. We have to have documentation in place. We have to have the discussion. Mr. Seller, I'm going to sell it. There could be situations where a buyer may not have the financial capabilities of paying additional monies to cover their broker compensation. And again, as a buyer's broker, you're going to have a clear definition of how this is going to be paid. And if the buyer does not have it, and they're unable to negotiate that with a listing agent, there's got to be alternatives. They have to have a backup plan for that. But of course, on the Diamond Realty, our RE/MAX Diamond Realty side, we want to serve, first of all, the seller. Yes, we want to serve them and get their highest and best offer. But at the same time, we want to be able to have the ability to negotiate with the buyer's agent if in the event they do not have, the buyer is unable to come up with compensation, because that would inhibit the ability to move the property.
We start with her and her local business. We start with them, celebrating 30 years. We start with big.
Welcome to Dusatani. How may I assist you today?
Keep doing your best. Congratulations.
Small and growing businesses. We start with global connections and make them local. At GTA, we start with your business.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
So again, those discussions are what Gina and I will have to have with the seller, that we want to have the flexibility and the ability, but we need the seller's permission, and everything has to be in writing. So
Okay.
for example, if we get, let's say, the seller, because right now, I think there's a lot of the sellers are thinking, oh, I don't have to pay the buyer. So maybe they want to cut the commission to RE/MAX Diamond Realty, for example. But Gina and I will have the discussion, you can cut it. But what does that do to your property? Does it limit the ability to sell it, or does it enhance the ability to sell it? So we're going to have these discussions to say, what if we had this amount? Again, it's up to us individually as listing agents to compensate the other side. We want to help the seller. And sometimes in doing so, we have to collaborate with the buyer's agent to find middle ground so that it serves the buyer and it serves the seller.
Okay, ladies, I'd like to talk about something now on this subject of negotiation, right? So whether, buyer, seller, there's a continuum there, right? But when it comes to time to discussing with your agent, what that commission is going to be, should I look at this in terms of like if I'm just starting the discussion or I'm part of that, should I see it as a percentage of the offering price, or should I say like a flat amount, or like I mean I know in like when it comes to like movie agents like representing like they're the director or the main star of a movie, it's like 4% I think is like the flat fee. Is there some sort of range which is comfortable, acceptable, like excessive, too low, too high? Like how do I even know?
Everything is negotiable.
Okay.
That's right.
So basically it's up in the air, and you do have the leeway to kind of like talk about that. Okay. That sounds fair.
That's right. So currently with like our commission right now, if let's say the commission is 5% or 6%, sometimes we would do the 50-50 between the broker and the selling, or whatever expenses are involved. It may be less. Some of the offices are giving less to the selling offices. But again, it could be a flat fee. It could be a negotiated commission percentage of a commission. It's between both agents. But again, we still have to talk to the seller prior to any of that, that these are the different scenarios that could happen. Are you okay with this? And we have to get their permission in writing that it gives us, the agent, Gina or myself, the flexibility to do whichever within a certain parameter.
Okay, so the two biggest things that everybody, Gina, that we want everyone to know about is that disclosure is the order of the day now, and that's a good thing because it is, as Liz said, it's going to help the properties move through the market and get the transactions closed in a much more expedient way, and everything is negotiable, as you said.
Disclosure has always been part of our industry. Disclosure. It's always been. But, we're emphasizing that now because of this situation where buyers have to have their own contract with their agent, and they have to address compensation. Now, in terms of what do sellers offer, sellers could do whatever they want. This is a negotiable market. Sellers can just negotiate with their listing broker and say, and I want to say, I want to make a point of this. RE/MAX Diamond Realty, in our office, we have our standard rates for residential, commercial leases. We do have rates that we charge, just like when you go to a dental practice or when you're working with, a professional, they have their rates that they're going to charge you. So we, of course, have our rates to perform our services.
Yeah, good luck trying to negotiate a root canal. That's not going to work.
You're right. But again, I just want to stress that it is negotiable. And, depending on how much you think your agent is worth, I think that plays a key factor. If you believe your agent's giving you 10% worth of service and they're charging you 6%, you're probably going to say, okay, that sounds great to me. But the sellers, and we're going to be having that conversation with the seller, are you open to giving the buyer concession to cover their realtor's fee? I mean, right now, everything is going to be up for discussion.
Very interesting. Okay, so Liz, as this is being implemented, because we started talking about this before it was August, and now we're practically smack dab in the middle of the month, right? Is this much ado about nothing, and both buyers and sellers, and even, to be fair, realtors, is it like a little bit of growing pains that when you finally do it a few times and everything like that, it's going to be like muscle memory?
Yeah, it goes into effect Saturday, August 17th. So right now, the realtors here on Guam are reviewing the new forms that we were given to ensure that we cover all bases and comply with the requirements to meet, the National Association of Realtors standards. They've put that down that we all have to follow this. So it's like there's no difference in terms of what we were doing before. We're doing the same. It's just documentation, discussion, negotiation, collaboration. So these are things that after a while, then we'll get used to it again. It's just following, as in anything in this world, there are changes, you work with it, you flow with it, and then after a while you get used to it.
And this isn't Big Brother trying to hold down, the man or something like that. So I've seen a bunch of conspiracy theories like online. That's a little melodramatic and everything like that. This, as you said, this is actually meant to streamline the process and to help business along.
That's right. And you just have to flow with it. Yeah. You just have to flow with it.
House to Home, presented by RE/MAX Diamond Realty.
Want a real taste of New York? The classic New York-style pizza offers a big, bold taste that's a Guam favorite. It's handmade with 16 inches of foldable crust, a sweet marinara sauce, and your favorite topping. And at 30% larger than our large, classic New York pizza is only $12.99 for carryout. Bring together your family and friends for a classic New York pizza party. Each pizza is just $12.99 for carryout. Classic New York-style pizza, so close you can taste it. Only at your island Pizza Hut.
From the group that brought you Joe Coy and Rob Schneider, Guam Comedy brings you the next big Phil-Am comedy sensation, J.R. de Guzman, live on Guam.
My family and I, when we first moved here, we lived in a storage unit. That would have been like the most awesome episode of Storage Wars.
One show only, Saturday, August 31st at the UOG Calvo Fieldhouse.
Your friend, your cousin.
Get your tickets now at GuamComedy.com. J.R. de Guzman, live on Guam. Don't miss the fun.
Weekly Renewal is brought to you by Calvo's Select Care.
Hop a day, I'm Claire Calvo, bringing you your weekly renewal. August marks the beginning of the school year for most kids, and accordingly, August 12th is International Youth Day. August is also considered National Wellness Month. So I thought how fitting it would be to focus on youth wellness. And of course, having two of the youth here with me today. Welcome, Dylan and KP. Are you excited to start the new school year?
Yeah.
What are you most excited about?
Soccer.
Soccer, okay.
Sports.
Do you have a preference whether or not you are playing online with your friends, or do you prefer being face-to-face and going out and doing activities?
I prefer going out because you could do more stuff than just on your device.
Electronic. Outside. You like being outside. Yes. What do you find to be helpful if you're having kind of a rough day? What do you find to be helpful?
You can do sports.
Sports?
I like to fish a lot.
Fishing. When we speak of wellness, which is a broad term, we are speaking of our well-being, our mental, emotional, physical, psychological, spiritual, and social well-being. Although there is no annual holistic checkup like we have for our annual physicals, we could check in other ways. Our physical health is not independent from our mental, emotional, or any other aspect of health. I'm sure you can attest that when you're feeling physically great, you're probably also feeling emotionally great. Similarly, when you're not feeling good physically, it can also affect how you're feeling emotionally and mentally. Rarely do we discuss the social aspect of wellness. Social wellness refers to the relationships we have and how we interact with those around us, our interpersonal connections. While this is important for all of us, it's especially important for our youth. Building and maintaining healthy, nurturing, and supportive relationships is essential in every stage of our lives. Social wellness, or lack thereof, can have a significant impact on our daily lives and our health and overall well-being. Research has shown that people who have strong social networks tend to live longer, respond better to stress, and experience an array of health benefits, such as improved immunity. The importance of having positive relationships with people like family members, friends, schoolmates, even teachers, lowers the anxiety and depression for children. It also raises self-esteem and confidence. Feeling supported has a powerful impact on our health in general. I have found that the beginning of the school year to be a somewhat stressful time, not just for parents and school teachers and staff, but also, and probably more so, for the kids, especially those who are entering new schools or moving from elementary to middle school or into high school or even into college. Along with excitement can come anxiety of stepping into new territory. The world we live in now is starkly different from the world I grew up in, back in the 20th century, or as my son refers to, the olden days. The internet, and more specifically social media, has taken on a huge presence in our children's lives. While this is fine in moderation, like most things, content is everything. When I was growing up, we were warned not to watch too much TV. However, now there is a much wider accessibility and deeper influence on the youth. While there is parental control, which are features designed to monitor, filter, and restrict content, it's also important to have dialogue with our kids, to talk about their activities online and offline, basically checking in. Luckily, we live on an island where we have access to beautiful weather year-round, making outdoor activities much more conducive. I have found that the more time spent outdoors in nature, in the ocean or soccer field, running on the beach or on a hike, provides great alternatives for the kids and adults alike. Each village has a community center, which usually offers youth sports as well. This also provides the social aspect of wellness. We too, as parents, as teachers, as adults in the community, we can all contribute to the well-being of our children. As they say, it takes a community to raise a child. My hope is that we can foster that environment for this generation and those to come. Now more than ever, it's important we check in with ourselves, each other, and most of all, our kids. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time on your Weekly Renewal.
Weekly Renewal is brought to you by Calvo Select Care.
In times of uncertainty, trust is what leads the way. The Medical City, your trusted partner in health.
Health Check is brought to you locally by Island Cancer Center.
Well, it's an exciting week. Actually, on Saturday, we'll have a health, wellness, and safety fair. And we usually do it every year, but because of COVID, you know, there's a lot of issues. So we will have it actually at the Micronesia Mall. And it's August 17 from 10 o'clock a.m. to 4 o'clock p.m., okay? And actually this health, wellness, and safety is a wholesome thing. It's not only about health, it's about also our safety. And of course, our Vice President will talk about it later in Tagalog about what health, wellness, and safety means. But it actually aims us to bring together the community with our health, safety, and education experts. We will be inviting doctors, and we partner, and then we will have a lot of discussions. And one interesting part which we will be discussed later is also other areas on top, aside from the health, fairness, and wellness. But anyways, to continue it, so we will have a lot of, including partners, stakeholders, providing intervention and education on health, safety, and education. And then also we have blood screening, which is being regularly done, blood glucose, blood pressure, which is very important every day, right? Body mass index, the BMI, and providing consultation for health and medication and promoting healthier lifestyles, okay? And so I think BP Romy will discuss also in Tagalog so that at least our kababayans will actually understand for those who are not really, wanted to talk more about on Tagalog, okay?
Magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat, mga kababayan, kapamilya at kapuso dito po sa Guam. Malugod namin po kayong inaanyayahan ang Filipino Community of Guam dito po sa darating na programa sa Micronesia Mall, dito po sa darating na Sabado. Ito po tungkol sa ating kalusugan, kalakasan, at kaligtasan. Marami po kami mga bagay-bagay na pagkakalob sa inyo sa Micronesia Mall. Sana po bigyan nyo ng panahon at pagkakataon na tayo magkasama-sama itong dating na Sabado.
Health Check is brought to you locally by Island Cancer Center.
Catch Health, Home, and Lifestyle every Tuesday following KUAM News Prime Time. We've got you covered with health and lifestyle news each Tuesday on the stations of KUAM and our digital streaming platforms. Health, Home, and Lifestyle is brought to you by the Medical City, your trusted partner in health.